Greetings, everybody, and happy Thursday. It is I, your songwriting partner, your co-producer, and as always, your friend, Joe Seavey. And today is our creative writing class, which we like to call Picture This. And for those of you who've never been here before, what Picture This is we write a series of lyrics or words or poems based on an image that I show you. Okay? And, it's really vital to your creativity sometimes. It's really hard to sometimes just to be creative on the fly and just start running with a million ideas. So these are like a lot of like little Jedi mind tricks, as I like to call them, for jump-starting your creativity. Sometimes you wake up and you just don't have any ideas. And like I said before in a couple other classes, when I used to have a recording studio at LPJ Entertainment, I would have writing sessions from like 1 o'clock in the afternoon till 4. I have to sit down with an artist and write songs. And whether I was in the mood to be creative or not, they booked the session from this time to this time. So it was my job to make sure that we got something out of that session. Some days are better than others, but like these are little tricks that I like to use to jumpstart creativity. So, like I said, I show you guys an image, a picture of whatever. Sometimes I'll just go on Google and look through images, and usually something will jump out at me that just captures my attention that maybe half the other pictures I just skim over and don't look at. But today, I happened by this one photograph, and it's not like super iconic but it is kind of neat. So I'm going to turn my camera around right now so you can actually see this picture. Now, for those of you guys looking at this picture, it's a hand coming out of the ocean, and someone's hand not in the ocean trying to pull that person out of the picture. Really take a good long look at it. Okay, and we're back. So what did you think of that picture? It's pretty, pretty cool, right? I mean, it something about it just spoke to me. I was just like, wow, that's really neat. I really, really think that's a cool picture. I love, the ocean, but it was a lot deeper than just the ocean. There's a lot of meaning in it. It's not just a picture of somebody like drowning. So, of course, my imagination, like that image will kickstart my imagination, and I start running with, just ideas. And so I'm going to read for you what I came up with based on the images. Now, I always tell you guys this, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart. This picture, that's your universe. You write whatever you hear in your mind based on that photo. It could be about, I don't care, it's a picture of the ocean. You could write it about a tree. It doesn't matter. It's your universe. You can write this about whatever you want. There's no wrong way to do this. However, I would like it to be based a little bit on the image, but, this is your universe. You control this. I don't. I controlled mine. You control yours. So there's no wrong way to do this. I'm going to say that every week. So anyway, I'm going to read you what I wrote based on the image that I looked at. Well, we all looked at the same one, but here it is. Made a promise that we'd leave this town. Side by side, I'd never let you drown. So take my hand, baby, just reach out. 'Cause when we fall, yeah, then we all fall down. So I'll read it one more time. Made a promise that we'd leave this town. Side by side, I'd never let you drown. So take my hand, baby, just reach out. 'Cause when we fall, yeah, then we all fall down. Yeah, I heard the word drown because, the image shows you, it's like someone's drowning. So that word drown was the main focal point for me. And then I started to look at words that would rhyme with drowned. And so the word down. And then that sparked more, story. So that's how, the seeds of the creativity are sown a little bit, You see one, all it takes is one word. All it takes is one to start that fire. And then you just write what I do a lot of times is I'll just write a bunch of words based on what I see. And then I'll let my imagination kind of make a little movie of it. And then I start writing all the other words on the side based on the little movie that was playing in my head. And then words just start sticking out at you. And you're like, oh, okay. When we fall, we all fall down. It's almost like the ring around the rosy thing. Ashes, ashes, we all fall down. And that's got sort of a rhythm to it in itself, And then made a promise that we'd leave this town. I'm just creating a little bit of a drama to create a story or a catchy history or there's some sort of backstory to why this person's drowning. And then, of course, you don't have to be literally drowning. Drowning could be a metaphor. A metaphor is when something is not literal. You paint a picture using different words to create a scenario or a picture. But it doesn't have to be literal. So I do that a lot of times. I try not to be very literal. I always try to be sort of whimsical or, you don't want to come right out and be literal. You want to kind of paint like a scenario, a picture of some sort. So that is where I came up with a lot of the idea, to create a backstory, like I said. Made a promise that we'd leave this town. Maybe you guys talked the other day about, you got to get out of here. And side by side, meaning we're always together. Side by side means, arm in arm, shoulder to shoulder. I'd never let you drown. Of course I would never let you fall. I wouldn't let you drown. Not with me, with you. I would never let something bad happen to you. So that's kind of another way of saying that. So take my hand, baby, just reach out. That was another literal part of the picture, which was a hand coming out and then a hand reaching in to pull the person out of the water. Because when we fall, yeah, then we all fall down. So I thought that was kind of cool too. Meaning if you fall over the cliff, I'm coming after you. And that means I'm going to fall over the cliff too. And it just means it's just a sign of loyalty. It's another way of saying that you're loyal to this person, whether it's like a relationship or just a friendship or a family member. It doesn't say anything. It doesn't paint that descriptive of a. It's kind of painting just a picture in general. It's not like a literal time, place, you know. So I hope you guys like the words that I wrote for this, and I can't wait to see what you guys wrote for it. Again, always send me, when you send me your lyric or your poem or whatever, tell me what it's based from the picture or the date for this, because sometimes you guys just send me words and I don't know which episode or which class it was from. So I have a hard time, you know, knowing exactly what it pertains to. So always write me, this was from Thursday's class, or this was from, you know, and the date. And these are the words I wrote for picture this, for this date, you know. And that'll really help me understand, you know, gives me a clear cut, you know, where your lyrics were from and what from what picture they were from. All right, guys, that is all the time I have. I love you, I miss you, and I can't wait to see what you write for this. So until tomorrow, when we try to put a melody to this, I will see you guys tomorrow. Until then, signing off, Joe CB saying peace.